All right, we're back again. Got another lens from the Hasselblad system. Excited to open it. Arrived today, so it's been on pre-orders. Excited to get into this. I'm curious to go back on B&H to see if it's in stock finally or if it's still out of stock, because I ordered this literally the day it got announced. It finally arrived like a month later. I can't remember when it released. Oh wow, August 26, 25. It's August 28th. It's been 2 months, so it's pretty backed up on the order list. And keep in mind I placed it literally right as it announced, so which I actually have the old version here, which I'm actually currently selling. So if anyone's interested in buying the old one, let me know, because I do have the old one here and I'll do a quick impression on it. The other one is 2.8. What is it? 2.8 to f4, so it's a lot faster on the new one. Set that one aside. See, Hasselblad's really going for this like tear off perforation type of box design. Seems like that's kind of their new thing that they've been doing. There's a video on my channel that we opened the XCD 2, and it was also a similar type of box opening setup where you rip it up that way. So here's the top, nice cushion. Carefully pull this out, separate the cushions. There's the box here, nice and sleek, because usually I'll kind of cut it up like this. So here's the tab here. Nice little residue that gets left behind there. Let's open the other side of the tab here. All right. Oh, it says void, void, void. Oh, looks like we're at the point of no return now. View from the top of the box. Already looks chunky just because it's 2.8 to f4, whereas the old lens is it 3.5 to 4.5. So, you know, engineering wise, it's obviously going to have greater diameter. Here's the lens metal cap here. These things are always so tricky to put on. If you've never put them on, it's not like your typical type of lens hood where you just screw it on real quick. I mean, if you misalign it, it's really finicky and really very picky about how it likes to engage the rivets on there. All right. Wow. Weight difference. This is lighter, which is quite shocking because this is a slower lens, a shorter lens, yet it's much heavier. And this right off the bat already feels a lot lighter, and it's got more reach, and it's a faster lens, so that's quite something. I'm gonna put it right here side by side. Let's take that cap off. Actually, I guess we could do a quick comparison over the caps. The difference between, oh, here it is. Okay, so the difference between the old one is, it literally says 4, what are the lens, 35 through 75. The new one, just straight up, no extra words, it just says the lens. So that's a little different there between version 1 and, I wouldn't really call it version 2 because they're not the same lens, but they're not the same, but they are same-ish. I love how they've gone to this new lens cap design. This is so nice. Just feels really good. What is this, 86? It's an 86 millimeter filter thread. Shoot, I don't even know if I have UV filter, because I always love to put the filter straight on as soon as I get a lens or a new lens or whatever. I want to protect it. The old one is 77. The new one has jumped up to 86, so you're gonna have to spend a little bit more for that bigger filter thread size. But the lens cap, I just love this new pinch design. Just feels really good. It's the old one where you just kind of pinch it from the sides. Still pinching mechanism, just different, but just feels cheap and flimsy. Whereas the new one, it's also plastic, but I don't know, it just feels more refined. Let's see what else is in the box. We got this compartment here. Let's see what goodies are hiding in this one. Probably the lens pouch. This one's the old lens pouch here. I'm guessing it'll be maybe identical. I guess we'll find out. So that's what's in this box compartment. We've got the certificate, serial number, authenticity. It's always great. Never want to buy a bootleg Hasselblad lens. And then you got the quick start guide. It's a pretty cool diagram. Shows a spherical lens element groups aligned in their configuration of how the lens is put together. That's pretty neat. Your typical different languages. Nothing really. Oh, there is. Okay, we'll have my wife zoom in here. We do have an MTF chart, which is nice. So the MTF chart, if you can go ahead and zoom in all the way here, we got 2.8 f4, 8. I'm sorry, these are all at 35 millimeter. And then at 45, we got f4 and f8. At 60 millimeters, we have f4, f8. And at 100 millimeters, we have also f4 to f8. And something to note here, if you weren't already aware, it is a rolling aperture, meaning the further out you zoom in, you lose that 2.8. Looks like 2.8, you're only going to get 2.8 at roughly around 35, and after you go past 35, it's just gonna stay at that f4 max. But looking at the MTF chart, it looks very promising. It's quite extremely sharp, as you would expect with any type of Hasselblad lens. And then you have your diagrams here, and yes, the pouch, which actually looks smaller, which is kind of surprising because you see the lens is chunkier. Well, let's see. Let's actually take this out to really see. It just wasn't cooperating on coming out. Paper cushioning there. Wow, they actually did go with a different design. Was not expecting that. I was just expecting your typical lens pouch, like leather lens pouch with these really thick string for tightening up the bag. It just has a really premium feel. This, they've moved on to, okay, we'll have my wife touch it because she's actually a textile expert. Okay, holding the camera that she's holding from me, but she's off camera, but she is, she's very familiar with textile and materials of sorts, and I'm asking her what material it is, because this is like a leather material.
Yeah, that's leather.
This is leather. But they've moved on to some kind of like synthetic polyester type of cloth.
It's either
polyester cloth.
No, it's either honestly you would have to look at online probably, but it's either a very soft coated leather,
She's
or
saying
it's fake leather.
She's saying she feels like it's either coated leather or fake leather. I thought it was like polyester,
It does feel like it's
maybe it's
coated.
synthetic, or you know, with a lot of these companies, they're moving to vegan, green materials. Maybe it's one of those, you know, vegan leather or synthetic,
It
or
might be.
maybe I don't know. This just feels like what you would expect a brand like Hasselblad to have, just that classic, genuine, thick leather, whereas this feels more like a synthetic type of leather. Yeah, quite surprised they went with this move. And if you see, the bag is shorter too, which is quite surprising because this is such a chunky lens. Let's see, so you guys can see what it looks like for a lens of this size to go into. Well, it fits, yeah. Doesn't really fit all the way, and I'm even more curious, you know, that's not even with the lens hood on there. So let's put the lens hood on there and see. Color dots, or else you'll never put this. You'll never put this lens cap on if you don't follow this diagram. There we go. It's very extremely finicky. All right, let's put this in here, see. Okay, so it does fit, but you know, I feel like with the old one, it just secures it a lot more. I mean, it is a bigger bag. It's still exposed. It's not the end of the world, but just surprised with a lens of this size that A, they went with an entirely different type of material, and B, that they made it shorter for who knows what reason. A very odd choice there for whoever was in charge of that. Let's take off these little plastic bits so you guys can appreciate the fine craftsmanship of the lens. Got that part off. There's a little sticker here. We'll take that part off too. Gonna rest that there. Super nice matte-like texture. And let's get this part of the lens off here. This is one of those weird quirks I have when I open packages. I just like to keep them in their perfect, pristine shape. And there we go. This one just slides right off. So, quick difference. As you zoom in here, obviously you're going to notice the difference right here. Hasselblad stamped onto the side of the lens, which is nice. I'll put this right here. You can see the old lens has no designation marking, and you have this nice orange color XCD, and the lens, the old one doesn't have any type of, actually sorry, I misspoke. It does, it's just in white and it's much smaller, and it's towards the bottom of the barrel. So that's kind of where the imprint is of the lens of the old 35 through 75, and the new one it's more up at the top. And also, if you notice the focus and the zoom ring, and also looks like it's the custom ring too. If you zoom in, you'll see it's all stamped with H for Hasselblad, which is a really lovely, it's a really lovely design and attention to detail there. Whereas the old one, it's just your typical grooves with no custom ring control. That's only on the new one. So actually, something that's interesting, which I didn't realize, yes, it is a little taller, just by a little bit. But what's nice is this is all internal. This is an internal zoom lens. You're not going to get any introduction of any dirt or dust, except from the back, of course. And I have a filter on the front, but you know, nothing's getting in here. Something I just noticed, which I did not realize, is the new one is, it's non-internal. And the problem with that is all the little dust bunnies are gonna get sucked in here when you're zooming in and out. So that's gonna be a little bummer once, you know, the more I start using it. And I'm sure you guys all have lenses that you find little dust bunnies inside, and I'm sure it drives you guys mad too when you find them in there, because you literally can't take them out and you're stuck with it unless you take it in for service, which at that point is just not even cost effective at that point. So a little surprised to see they went with this type of design instead of keeping it all internal. So definitely favor the old design more, keeping it more internal to keep it a little bit more weather resistant, dust resistant. Here you're just asking for a lot of particles to get sucked in here into this vacuum here. Taking the caps off. Lens made in Japan. There is the back of it. And then we got the front here. And here it is fully extended. So I guess fully extended, it technically becomes longer than the old lens. And just by looking at them, obviously the diameter, oh, that's interesting. The inner diameter appears to be somewhat, almost, it looks kind of similar in size, if not just this, the new one's just slightly bigger. It's just the outer diameter ring is 86 versus 77. But the inner barrel itself, I can't tell. It looks almost similar in size, just looking at it from the top down view. You guys can be the judge of that, but it does look, inner barrel looks similar in diameter. And I'm not even looking at the spec sheet, so I mean, I could be totally off, and you know, feel free to correct me in the comments. These are literally my first naked impressions of opening it up and literally just discovering it with you as I'm opening these things up. So there you have it, the new Hasselblad 35-100. Super excited to get some shots of this and post some nice pictures for you guys to review and check out the quality of it. I am selling the old one, so if you're interested, do hit me up and we can arrange something. If not, it's gonna go on eBay or wherever I can sell this thing. But for the short time I will have both lenses, I'll try and do like a comparison between the old one and then the new one, and you guys can be the judge of, you know, the characteristics of which one you like, and how sharp it is in the real world applications, not MTF. Yes, the MTF is a good baseline, but it's not something you need to swear by, which I'm sure most of you guys already know that. You know, it's a good baseline to work off of, but real world applications very different with how layered the world is. So thanks for tuning in. Come back. We'll have some more videos with some samples for the lens images that are produced out of here. So we'll catch you guys for the next unboxing.